The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of HBCU Hour. It's your boy Pooh Bear. Got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's happening with it, man? Trying to see if UAPB finna score before half.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting here watching too. UAPB looks a lot better on offense. And
Found him quarterback look like.
Yeah, A&M is they miss Langford. But then again, A&M has been a second half team all season. So we'll see. If they can hold UAPB to a field goal here, this might be a different, I think they got a good chance coming out in the second half. But we're gonna see, man. This is a very interesting game. This is the second
touchdown.
Ooh. This is a second SWAC game for A&M. Lost to Southern last week. Yeah, so
honestly, that should have been back-to-back touchdown drives for UAPB that had a drop touchdown.
That's
on
true.
That last drive. So this game could be 21-10 right now.
That's true. Very true. Man, he was wide open. He nobody even looked this way.
Yeah, that fake punt looked like it might have backfired on Maynard.
Yeah. Momentum killer. Hey, man, your boy was tripping earlier. He came in and he was talking about something scared him and stuff. He's like, yeah, mama scared me. He said, she got me nervous. I said, well, he said, I think I might have nightmares. It's going hard for me to sleep tonight. I knew what he was trying to say. You're not sleeping in my bed tonight, sir. That's a negative. So I was like, well, good thing you got he got a stuffed rhino and an alligator. I said, good thing you got Hornsby and Albert the alligator. He said, his name's not Hornsby. His name is Ronaldo Cristiano.
Okay.
I was like, I could do that but laugh. I was like, dude, where'd you get that? That's hilarious. But yeah. But man, we got a good one in store tonight. A&M outside of this game, A&M got some other stuff going on. So we'll get to it, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. But first, what we got to do. We got to give a shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey, and we're back. First off, y'all know what we do. I want to say thank you for everybody that's watching. You being anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, super chat, support us in any way you can. Every little bit helps, so we definitely appreciate it. Here we go. It's A&M this week announced that or sent out a cease and desist to ASC. ASC is the Alabama Sports Council. They do kind of the promotion for the Magic City Classic. If you recall a little bit back this summer, and Alabama State signed their deal with ASC and with the city. It's two different contracts. A&M signed with the city, but did not sign with ASC. Said they would look into other means, and then later came out with their own task force to try to look at ways of improving game time experience for not only the Magic City Classic, but for also all home games at Louis Cruz Stadium. So with this cease and desist, basically an attorney representing Alabama A&M sent a cease and desist letter to the ASC, the Alabama Sports Council, who is a nonprofit entity that oversees the production of the event, demanding that it no longer uses A&M's well-known trademark and photos depicting the institution, mascot, or players in any efforts to promote or sell sponsorship to the event. A&M still says they're participating in the game, of course, but they have decided to step away from allowing ASC to do anything promoting the game. What thoughts? Any thoughts before I say something?
I wasn't expecting to see that. My only thoughts is I hope it doesn't do anything to jeopardize the Magic City Classic.
Coming through chop. You said your only thought what now?
I just hope it doesn't affect the Magic City Classic. Like, I hope the game still goes on as normal and things of that nature.
Yeah. So according to everything I've read and everything I've seen, it doesn't affect the game. It just affects them being ASC being able to promote this game. Basically saying that you can promote it, you can do whatever, but just don't use any of our trademark.
So how can they promote it?
Just talk about it. You can do Magic City Classic.
The school in Normal versus Alabama State University. Like,
they're gonna have to get creative on how they do it.
Very creative.
Very. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But what I do think this is, I think that what makes this interesting, they're basically strong arming is not necessarily for more money, but to have more control.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I like it. I like the move of basically, like I said, giving more power back to the schools. We know that during these classics, and not just the Magic City Classic, pretty much all the classics, city makes millions, promoters make millions, and then the schools make hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no game without these schools. So it's in my opinion good to see. Like I said, them trying to take that back, get that back. A&M is actually right now lining up for a field goal. I don't even see how long that is. It might be 50. Nope, about 45. And if it's long enough, it's good. No good, short. So A&M's going to the half down 17-10. And UAPB gets the ball coming out of the half too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alabama A&M has shot themselves in the foot the entire game. They got the ball first play, threw a pass, and then the wide receiver got stripped and gave UAPB the ball at the 30. So the entire game so far, A&M has done nothing but give UAPB a short field. And UAPB has done everything to capitalize on that. So,
Yep. UAPB put themselves in position to honestly, they're in a good spot right now in this game. Get the ball, get the ball after half, and the way they've been kind of moving the ball with this new quarterback, they get a score, they're coming out of halftime and putting all the pressure on A&M at that point.
yeah. What's good, Peasy? Peasy brings up another good point. He said they fumbled a second time, but Casey recovered it.
Yep.
Yes. So if they could control the ball, this game will be a lot closer.
Man, but
I'm sorry.
Been a penalty fest.
Oh my goodness, that too. I say a lot closer. It'd be a lot different. If I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Very interesting. It's a lot of good games this week too. Oh yeah, he did. That's too. Say Coach Hampton came into the game real confident. He did. With A&M being already a game behind in the East, is this a must win?
Yeah, considering that this is one of the easiest games on your schedule in the conference play.
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly, you know what I mean? So looking at your schedule, it's not going to get any easier with the teams that you got to play in conference play. Then to go down 2 games in conference and you hadn't even played your division yet.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, next game. Who is next game? Who is their next game? Is it Tuskegee?
I think it is Tuskegee homecoming.
Tuskegee is red hot right now. I'm pulling up the schedule now. UAPB, Tuskegee. Yeah, they can't afford it. They really can't right now. Because after that, then you got Grambling. At Grambling. No, I'm sorry. I'm lying. You got Tuskegee, then you got Jackson State in Mobile.
Then Grambling.
Then you got Grambling at Grambling. Then you got the Magic City Classic. Then you got FAMU at home. So,
like I said, it ain't getting any easier
at all. You literally have. This is your last home game. As a matter of fact, this is your last home game for the next 1, 2, 3 weeks. 3+ weeks, actually, because you got I'm sorry, next month, because it's a bye week.
After Tuskegee,
after Tuskegee, you got 3 games away from home.
Yeah, so all them conference games on the road. Yeah, that's
on
tough.
the road. Yeah, because the one against Jackson State is in Mobile.
Yeah,
so
it's tough.
Very tough. Very tough. Now this is something. Let's chop this one up. Maynard seat getting hotter and hotter by the week. I don't know,
man.
I don't know. Now, as far as when I say that, fans outside of like A&M, like just football fans, SWAC fans, I think they are looking at him like, man, his seat getting hot. But I don't know if A&M necessarily.
Man, you lose this one, bro, and then you just talked about that stretch. I can see it getting warm over there, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't standing up yet, but he definitely moving around in that chair.
But man, we got a, like I was saying earlier, we got a nice little slate of games this week. Let's talk about your neck of the woods real quick. Texas Southern is coming to Grambling.
Yep.
I'm not sure about the status of Andrew Body, but they're gonna need him.
Yeah, especially considering they lost the quarterback to the transfer portal this week.
Yeah, they're gonna need him. And this will be a game I think he could find success
Against that Grambling defense.
against that Grambling defense. We talked about that defense ad nauseum. Yeah, I doubt he played too. Pisa said I doubt he play. But yeah, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, if he don't play, I don't see.
Yeah,
I really don't see a way that Texas Southern could pull it off.
Yeah. What about Grambling?
I just need to see more from that defense, bro. I know what I'm getting offensively. I just need to see more from that defense.
Okay. I was just going to say keys to victory is it just that defense just got to step up?
Well, keys to victory is whether or not Andrew Body plays. If Andrew Body don't play, I don't really think this should be much of a game. I'm kind of like Peasy. Graham should win by like 14 if Andrew Body doesn't play. If Andrew Body plays, I need to see more from that defense, and that's what's going to be determined on whether or not they win. It's how well that defense plays. So I guess you could say, yeah, defense keys to victory.
Gotcha. All right. Speaking of defense, Alabama State versus FAMU. This game's taking place in Tallahassee. A lot has been made about last time we saw Alabama State, they lost to Miles.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of that game, they pulled D. Davis and put in Damon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Do we? And we don't know. We did ask Coach Robinson last week about, was that a permanent move or was it situational or whatever? He said no, they had already been planning on getting them some game time reps. They didn't do it against Southern. They decided to put them in there. I still say if you were gonna get them some reps, you could have did it a lot early in the game. You put them in at that point. Seemed like you seemed like you've made a decision to go. But we shall see. That's one to definitely keep an eye on. FAMU side, I want to see more out of Musa. I want to see more consistency out of Musa. I think even at kind of the way he's playing now, Musa still has done enough to win multiple games, even against USF. So
I need to see that running game get established for FAMU, especially with this defensive Alabama State. Try to take some of that pressure off of Musa some and not let them just pin their ears back and get after him. See if you can kind of help establish some of that running game.
All right. Defense will be the saving grace in this game to keep it respectful. I don't know over under or anything like that. I don't think this game is more than 40. I say 40, probably about 45.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Depends on how long Alabama State defense out there.
Even at that, I think at most this game is like at most 28-17.
That's 45 right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to call that, but I think FAMU wins pretty convincingly.
Yeah. Nigel, what's good, Nigel? Nigel say FAMU by 2 touchdowns. Peasy say if D Davis don't play, if D Davis play, they don't, they won't have a chance. That's crazy. That is so crazy. And he does say, saying they got to find a way to get Keyshawn the ball. I kind of I understand what you're saying, and I slightly disagree. I think they got to find a way to get other people the ball and step up. So,
appreciate you watching, homie.
Yeah, I was finna kick him out. I seen roll tight. No, I was just playing. But nah, man. Appreciate you coming through. Quill. Kill. Was it Kill?
Quill.
Quill. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you coming through.
He said last time it was in Brad was 28-0. It might be. Never mind. I'll be quiet. It might be something similar to that this year, though.
I'm trying to be nice, man. Travis be checking us out sometime,
I mean, I'm just being objective.
Yeah, I know. Alabama State been nice to me. I'm not going. Hey, I would just let y'all know I learned from my daddy. If you invite me to your school, or if I come to your school and I'm not, they can get blue eyed and be like, well, they had some very good bright spots.
Nah, see, I can't. One of us gonna be objective here.
But in all seriousness, I
ain't seen enough from that offense to make me think that they could put up 20 points.
I don't think. Well, I gotta see what Damon Stewart do.
I haven't seen enough from that offense.
I understand what you're saying. I do understand. So, all right. Next up on the list, Mississippi Valley State, North Carolina Central, and the Circle City Classic up in Indianapolis.
Po Valley.
They
got to go do another classic way away from them after what they had to
in
go
the Midwest. Yeah, in the Midwest. Now, I will say shout out to the Circle City Classic for reaching out to Coach Wade and go ahead and say, hey, what's going on? And, what do you need? Saying getting everything logistically set up. So shout out to them. You hear my background?
Okay, nah.
Okay. He might not. But anyway, Davis Richard may not play this game. He probably shouldn't play this game. He has an ankle injury, last I heard. Let him heal up.
Yeah, I doubt he plays either, but yeah, I can hear that.
Okay.
But my thing is I felt like Central gonna come out with some aggression on them because of what happened last week. And I feel like this might be a big game for old Mookie Collier. Especially if Davis doesn't play.
Yeah, I completely agree. This probably will be a establish the run type game. Get that back up some reps. I say get him some reps, get him, see what he's looking like, because depending on, I'm talking about their schedule. What's North Carolina Central schedule? Depending on how the schedule plays out, they might be able to squeeze out like 2 weeks of Richardson getting healthy. I don't know. I actually don't know. They got Campbell next. Campbell beat them last year. They shouldn't have.
He might want to play that one.
Yeah, Campbell beat them last year. Good question. What do y'all expect from Valley for the rest of the season after 2 D2 losses?
We said it was going to be a rough year for Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know it was going to be 2 D2 losses rough, but
I thought they'd at least get Central State.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be more of the same, I think, man. More tough losses, more games where you You really just trying to show you who got heart, who got fight, and you know what I'm saying, and let Coach Wade build that type of culture he needs. But I think this year was gonna be a rebuilding year for them, no matter what. And I
Right.
think them 2 games just made it even tougher for them.
Yeah. I keep saying that I think next year is going to be the year. Just looking at the recruits that have committed already, some of the talent that they're bringing in from other places, I really feel like next year is probably going to be the year for them. And when I say going to be the year, I'm not saying they're going to win the SWAC, but I do think that's like next year's the year where you see more of Coach Wade's imprint on his team. So,
Yeah.
I would have said that they got a chance against they got not PV, I'm sorry, UAPB and Bethune, because I think they got Bethune late in the season.
Yeah.
But
I think UAPB had more to work with than Valley did, so I think you can't.
Yeah, I was just saying I thought those would be the opportunities they had.
Oh, okay, my bad. I misunderstood what you were saying. I got you. Yeah.
But the way UAPB is rolling right now,
they look like they got some confidence.
Yeah. Crazy thing about it, speaking of those 2 losses, they went into half up in both of those games. Both of those D2 games.
Yeah, they scored first against Delta
State, yeah. And I think they were up 7-0 at half or something like that. Or
I know at the end of the first quarter, I think it was 7-0, but either way it go, then they gave up all them unanswered points.
It was 7-6 at half. I'm sorry.
7-6.
7-6 at half. They Delta State scored first with a field goal, then they scored another field goal in the second. And then 16 in third, 13 in the fourth. So
unanswered.
29 unanswered. So yep. Who scored? Oh man, I'm sorry. This is off topic. Who scored? You know who scored the first touchdown in the 49ers game? You probably ain't even paying attention.
Bill.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Back to the regular schedule program. A team that has been giving us a fair share of a little bit of disappointment. Albany taking on Morgan State. Let me say something. I told you Morgan State was gonna play tough them first 2 games and then let Towns come in and whoop them. I just thought that after the loss to the close loss to Akron,
the way they lost to Akron,
after the close loss to Akron, the way they lost to Akron, I thought that okay, they would come out, be refocused, and they take the game against Townsend. No. I be looking smart sometimes.
They let that fumble beat them twice, bro.
Bruh. Lost 2 weeks in a row.
And I think they come out this week with something to prove, chip on their shoulder, especially that defense. But man, that offense got to show up.
Yeah. I want to say that Morgan State has had a defensive player of the week for the first 2 weeks, and they got a special team player of the week this week. Jordan Toles was a special team player of the week. So, yeah.
Didn't he get defensive player of the week before?
Yeah. And the week before that was one of their linebackers.
Yeah.
And then one of the offensive linemen got the offensive lineman of the week last week. So Morgan State they've got talent.
The offense just gotta wake up, man.
Bingo. Man, I gotta figure out. It's like my camera speed be off. But anyway, what next up? This game I actually think is probably gonna be the best game of the weekend, at least for D1 HBCU football. Prairie View versus Alcorn State.
Mm-hmm. Time to see what old Tyler Macon made of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, G. You've been screaming big bad Braves. You had me believing after spring. Tyler Macon and that offense hadn't been looking to, you know what I'm saying? What's it? Jarvion Howard. He went off last week. You know what I'm saying? He had a pretty good game against Nice. So now I need to see what y'all made up. Come on, G. I need them big bad Braves to make me look, you know what I'm saying? Make this thing, because I'm still sticking by out of the West, Alcorn State and Grambling, the winner.
I'm still sticking by the winner of Graham and PV. So I guess whoever win this game gonna prove one of us.
Right.
One
PV
of us
actually might be PV might actually be the best team in the West right now.
Most complete, I would agree.
Okay. And the boy told us that I'm gonna pull that the interview from Media Day.
Yeah.
When we talked with them, because they definitely was talking about that, how they felt disrespected.
Antoine for sure.
Yeah, they felt disrespected. So
what a stat, Peasy.
Wow. Peasy said PV the only team to not sack anybody.
That's a hell of a stat.
That is.
But yeah, I think that might change this weekend.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder what because I think I talked about before about my theory as to what's going on with Alcorn's offense, being that they've got Macon and Howard back there, and it's like trying to find that happy balance between the two. You know what I'm saying? Being able to make plays on the you know what I'm saying, through there, and then making plays on the ground, and you know what I'm saying,
we seen Macon use his legs. We just ain't really seen him use his arm.
Yeah, so I'm ready to see that. Oh, boy, Peasy got all the good ones. Peasy said Alcorn hasn't fumbled yet either, and he said they have allowed only 3 sacks and forced 12.
Oh, I forget. Yeah, Macon is hurt. Aaron Allen, the quarterback. That's right.
Okay.
And he a little more experienced, so
That's
you
true.
can, you know what I mean. You can kind of know what you're getting a little more out of him than you. He ain't his potential ain't as high, but his floor is a little bit higher because he's more consistent with it. That might bode well for them for this week versus PV.
Golly. So they came back, and I'm sorry to break what's called. They just came back from half on this game, this A&M and UAPB.
Penalties.
16 penalties, 6 by Pine Bluff and 10 by A&M. That's just the first half.
14 points came starting in A&M at the 30 for A&M for PB.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, next game up. This one, it should be a that's penalty number 11. This game should be a lopsided affair. But it's a reason why I included it. Bethune-Cookman at Jackson State. If I'm not mistaken, this is Jackson State's home opener as well on the season.
The former NFL head coach bowl.
Yes. Yeah. So we got Coach Woody taking his team down to the vet. I'm thinking this is what did they waive the penalty off? I don't know what they did. I want to see how competitive Bethune is. I don't necessarily need to see I'm not predicting a upset or this miraculous
I
win.
think they're gonna fight for sure.
That's what I want to see. Yeah, I want to see the fight in this team.
Yeah, that way the penalty off, it was 3rd and 10. So
yeah,
good stop by A&M.
Yeah, big stop. A&M get the ball back. Let's see what they can do on offense coming out. I keep saying they are a very good second half team. Make very good adjustments coming out of halftime. Oh, that was almost blocked. And they get the ball.
How you get ahead of me?
I don't know. Good question. I'm watching it on the. No man, I got my sources. I'm not watching on regular. What's called it? Because I got my split screen up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what up, Doc? We talking about your boys now. That is Peasy is on it. Peasy gonna be the Paul's hub of HBCU hour. He said JSU has to fix their special teams this week. I completely agree. Special teams has kept it's why they lost, in my opinion, is one of the biggest reasons they lost to FAMU. Is one reason why Southern kind of stayed in the game. So they definitely gotta fix those special team issues. Coach Taylor mentioned it. So they gotta get that together. Because special teams will win or lose you 2 or 3 games a year.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jackson State, what you want to see out of them?
You pretty much already mentioned it. And I want to see that quarterback play improve a little bit.
Agreed. Doc, what you got over there? You got some chime in with
some just don't look right for A&M on offense.
Right. Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing. Since I am ahead of you a little bit. Hey, did you hear? Do you hear a change in the in my microphone? A little bit, like me talking.
Yeah, I hear you talking faster.
I'm talking faster.
Sound like it.
Oh,
gotta make tackles to get better on special teams. Yeah.
All right. That's all I get. Do you have any other D1 HBCU games? Anything else that stood out to? Because I think everything else was like a FBS game or something like. Oh, I do want to say this before we do move on. The leader in pass breakups, D1 pass breakups, is that Norfolk State? That's all of D1 football.
That's a hell of a stat there, buddy.
Yeah, I think he has like 9. I just saw it. Let's see if I can find it again.
South Carolina State versus the Citadel.
I think that's a definite must win for Buddy.
Yeah,
Coach
don't
Buddy
get more must win than that.
Because that's definitely I think that's his. Yeah, Citadel is supposed to be down really bad this year.
Yeah, you gotta win that one, bro. Norfolk versus Townsend. I don't know. Maybe Norfolk can shock us again and win another game.
That's why
that we wasn't really expecting.
Right, yeah. I was thinking that, but I just didn't say it. Yeah, this kid is I'm trying to think. Devon Allen, junior DB. He's a junior DB. Has 7 total passes defended, 7 total passes, 7 breakups, pass breakups, and has 2.3 passes defended per game. Said he's the D1 pass breakup leader. So that's what's up.
Yeah, that's all I really got, bro.
All right. Moving on to D2. Lane versus Tuskegee.
Ooh, that should
This
be a
is
good
more,
one.
yeah. This is more of a. I want to see what Lane. I mean, not Lane. I want to see what Tuskegee got. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna look like? Like I said, Tuskegee rolling. Big game coming up next week in Huntsville, in Normal rather. I want to see if they overlook Lane, because Lane is ski they should route him. Says Ski getting a route, but Lane is sneaky. Do you hear that? You don't hear? Okay. Lane got really good offense.
Yeah,
Defensively, but they can put up some points. They can put up some points, so it's gonna be interesting. Next one. Benedict versus Chowan.
Benedict.
I got Benedict as well. But yeah, Chowan was I'm trying to think who it was. Virginia Union last year. Virginia Union came in. It was Virginia Union and Chowan were both undefeated last year in the CIAA, and they ended up beating Chowan. I'm sorry, Chowan ended up beating them. And going into the playoffs. So I think this is a good test for Benedict. But I think Benedict gonna roll big time.
Yeah, I agree.
Big time. Next, Clark Atlanta versus Miles. I think that's on my end because it's
okay. Clark Atlanta versus Miles. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. I don't even know where to start in that one, bro. I might go Clark Atlanta.
Give me Miles.
I don't know, bro. I don't know which way to lean on now. I take. I know you was gonna go Miles. So
Yeah,
give me Clark Atlanta.
yeah, I'm going Miles. I can't go against Miles. Right now, I'm. You know what? I gotta look for. I think I'm gonna try to. I gotta find out when it is. The Morehouse Tuskegee game, because that takes place in Birmingham. I might try to hit that one up. But yeah, Miles is very much improved. So looking forward to that. Fort Valley State versus Kentucky State. I want to know if Kentucky State lets last week game beat them again after a heartbreaking, after a big 23-point comeback. I went back. I rewatched that game. They I'm trying to think. I think they scored one offensive touchdown and had 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one offensive touchdown. They had a punt return, a pick six. It's a punt return, pick six. Was it a scoop and score?
Yeah.
And a safety. And then they had a touchdown. So, yeah. I wonder if this is going to be, they get what's called it. Offensive, they were moving. That game was so crazy. They were kind of moving it back and forth, but it just, nobody was putting in the end zone until the fourth quarter, literally, when Allen took over. Fort Valley State got that offense. They really
torn our conference.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think if I'm not mistaken, that first game against Ski didn't count as a conference game.
Yeah.
The Red Tails Classic. So
and these drops killing UAPB right now.
Coach Hamp needs to get some wide receivers. This going
dude. They go hit that jugs machine.
Next one. I just put this on here just because our guy. Bluefield State versus the Fighting Stephen Gaithers of Winston-Salem.
Yeah. Give me Bluefield, man. I can't pick against Coach Coaxum and them, man.
Yeah. They won their first one, dropped 2 in a row. I like the fight though.
Drop to Johnson and C. Smith.
Yeah, they dropped Johnson C. Smith. It's gonna be we told Coach what to do. You gotta listen. You gotta call them out. You gotta talk trash, get that thing stirred up. You gotta get that thing stirred up. But nah, man, it's I'm looking forward to it, seeing what they got. I'm trying to think. I think that was it for D2 games as well. You got anything else? Else, period, before we get up out of here?
Nah, I'm finna go finish watching this game.
Yeah. Still third quarter. UAPB just putting it back to A&M. Let's see what Maine and them gonna do. Hey, listen, man. I want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peasy, appreciate you, man. Come on back. Nigel, Doc, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate them stats tonight, Peasy. Yeah. The boy was on it.
Will, Gerard. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if I miss your name, you know what I'm saying? Charge to my head, not my heart. I'm scrolling through seeing. But definitely appreciate all the good commentary. Kept us up to date. Let's see if anything else before we get up out of here. Got anything else? We'll be back on Monday. Break down these games, see who did what, when well, and how it went. Nothing else, man. Appreciate y'all again.
Football this Saturday, man.
Oh, I can't wait.
Another good weekend of HBCU football.
Yes, sir. All right. And like that, we out. BetOnline.ag is your number one. This show was presented by BetOnline.ag.
Bring me my money.